Hello, I'm the Media Wiz, because one art form wasn't enough, and this is yet another movie vlog. So, this was a request from a fan, Leticia Garcia, who requested that I take a look at one of his favorite movies of all time, that being Kermit's Swamp Years. So let's look at the movie. Muppets, obviously very popular franchise. For a while, they just kind of teetered out a little bit. This was in between, it was after Muppets from Space, which I thought was okay, and before the 2011 film. So in between then, they had two straight-to-video movies, and actually no, it was three. They had three. One of them was The Wizard of Oz, one was this, and then one was a Christmas movie. But we're going to be looking at this one specifically. If you can't guess from the title, it involves Kermit and when he was just 12 years old, and he goes on an adventure to rescue two of his friends who were taken from the swamp. Cue the obvious Shrek, "Get out of my swamp!" joke. Basically, that's the whole movie, is that it's a bit of a road trip adventure prequel movie to, it obviously has to take place before the original Muppet movie that came out like a long time ago. Along the way, Kermit and his buddy Croaker, who has a thing where he gets hit by the truck that takes the two characters that get taken away, that being Goggles and Blotch, who are toads. One's a bullfrog and one's a toad. But Croaker gets hit by a truck and he loses his hop, because it's established at the beginning of the movie that he's a very great hopper, but hitting that truck made him lose his hop. And then, you know, they have a believe in yourself moment later on in the film, and he gets his hop back. So there's that. But along the way, Kermit and Croaker befriend a dog named Pilgrim, played by Cree Summer. Cree Summer, who's obviously a voice acting legend. She was pretty good. It was good to hear Cree Summer, because it's Cree Summer. She's an amazing voice actress. The villain of the movie is this like wacky high school scientist who wants to dissect frogs because he has like this real like hate boner for them, and his assistant, who loves animals, and you know, near the end, you know, he says like, "Assistant, you dissect them," and she's like, "I can't do it. I love animals." So yeah. And there's also the guy who drives the red truck from earlier that we mentioned. Who takes the two. He's the owner of like a pet store, and you know, he's not even a bad guy. He's just, you know, he's just working for them is the thing. And the whole thing with him is that he wants a dog, and of course, Pilgrim, who once had an owner but then got abandoned, gets adopted by him. So that's all fine and good, right? There's a part in the middle of the movie where they're in a movie theater and watching a movie, and Kermit's like, "I want to do that," and you know, oh, there's also a young Statton and Waldorf, and that was a cute little cameo. Just kind of going down general stuff that happens. There's songs in the movie. They're decent. I'm not really like all that in love with them, but they're not unlistenable or anything. There's a part, the best part of the movie for me is the Jim Henson cameo. Well, okay, cameo. What happens is they're walking through this suburb and they're asking for directions, and you come across this boy, and he's standing next to a mailbox with the name Henson. So it's basically a boy version of Jim Henson who sees Kermit, and there's like a little like, you know, like an awe moment, and then they separate, and that was cute. I like that. That was a very funny moment. Lots of Muppet charm. Like, a lot of the comedy comes from the dialogue and what's being said. And there's some groaners. There's some jokes that I didn't think hit all that well. But at the same time, there were jokes that did occasionally make me laugh. Of course, you can see where this is going. The one thing that surprised me is I thought they were going to have a whole thing where, you know, they stop the wacky mad scientist and he maybe gets carted to jail for some reason, just because he's the bad guy. But no, they didn't do that. What happens is this. He's not even really a bad guy. He gets a redemption, and it doesn't feel forced at all. Like, the only reason he's obsessed with frogs and toads and like these kind of amphibians and wants to dissect them is because he was made fun of in school for thinking that they could talk. And he ends up realizing that they do, because Kermit's like, no, look, we don't want to fight. We just want to be let go. Don't hurt anybody. And he's like, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. And then he just kind of lets them go. And I'm actually glad that they did that, because I really thought they were going to do the cliche, he's just a wacky, over-the-top villain who has no redeeming value. But no, they actually turned it around, and it was something different. I wasn't expecting it, and it was actually a really good little twist that they did. So I give them points on that. Yeah, and then everyone goes back to the swamp, and there's a little thing at the beginning and end where Kermit's, the Kermit we know, not young Kermit. He, introduces the story and then ends off the story. He's like, I've made lots of friends throughout my days, but the friends I've had in the swamp, it's just great to see them again, which is kind of depressing, because we never see, as far to my knowledge, we never see them again. But all in all, yeah, that's Kermit's Swamp Years, and it's a decent movie. I mean, it's a straight to video movie. Obviously, some of the acting can range, but this was not a bad movie to sit through. I've sat through way worse, and I think this is a decent, enjoyable little flick. Will I ever watch it again? Maybe. If I'm in the right mood, I think I would check it out. Would I recommend checking it out? Yes, at least once, and then you can form your own opinion. I know some people out there that don't like it, but, I mean, I didn't see the movie at all up until this point, so this was like a decent little surprise that I got to see a movie where I actually was enjoying it for the most part. So, yeah, thank you so much for the request, and I hope this video was good. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to suggest more stuff, all of you. Look forward to the next video we're going to be doing, because September we've got some good stuff going forward. We've got the next movie, which, oh god, the next movie I'm going to be looking at, I just remembered. It's going to be Meet Dave, that Eddie Murphy movie from 2009. Oh no, I just remembered that. Well, alright, until the next vlog, I'll see you guys then. I'm the Media Wiz, because one art form wasn't enough. Meet Dave, oh god.